Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm continuing my look at the Carry On films. And the film is Carry On Abroad from 1972. And this is the 24th film, yes, in the series. And so I've been doing this for 24 weeks. Wow, yes. Okay, let's me get into this film. This is 88 minutes long. There's no actually Rotten Tomatoes thing on this because no critics had reviewed it. So there you are. And in many ways, I can see why now. There are certain things about this film which point in a certain direction of the way the whole Carry On films are going. So we'll go into that as well. So we have had the last film was Carry On Matron, which was in this year as well, 1972 released, and I loved that film. Absolutely love that film. For me, it would be an hard act to follow. Yes. The next film we have got is Carry On Girls, which is 1973. And now this is important. They're only producing now, after, with Carry On Girls, one a year. Budget reasons, a lot of very much interesting things are going on now. You could say that this is like the beginning of the decline and inevitable ending of the Carry On films. I think that would be fair to say. All may look okay, but there are certain problems that are beginning to emerge, and we'll see that. But let me get into the usual stuff. It's written as usual by Talbot Rothwell. The script is just full of innuendos. Is he getting just too much the same all the time? That's a question that you might ask yourself as we go through this. It's produced by Peter Rogers and directed by Gerald Thomas. Now, let's have a look at the cast as usual. And we've got a massive cast of Carry On faces in this. Sid James, of course, plays Vic Flange. Kenneth Williams, of course, is playing Stuart Fakara. I'll be careful saying that one. And then we've got Charles Hawtrey playing Eustace Tuttle. He always has a funny name. Joan Sims, the wonderful Joan Sims, again playing Cora Flange. She's the husband to Vic, Sid James' character. And then we've got Peter Butterworth, of course. And Peter Butterworth as Pepe is perhaps the one that steals the film in terms of the performances. I think so. He's so funny in his role. He's very important in this film. And I think if he wasn't in this film, I think it would be seen as really not as good, I think. He really adds to this film. So I say, what appears on the surface, we can see that performances like this really make the film better than maybe it should be. Then we've got Kenneth Connor again playing Stanley Blunt. It's good to see Kenneth Connor back in these films, playing a very similar role. We've got June Whitfield, Evelyn Blunt returning. She was in Carry On Nurse in 1959. We haven't had any appearances from her, but we are going to get her in Carry On Girls 1973 and Carry On Columbus. Yeah, we have to mention that, going back to 1992. Of course, in this period, she became really well known and the TV series with Terry Scott. Um, it ran actually from 1979 to 1987, but she became involved in a lot of sort of TV work, and I'd worked with Terry Scott before. And so that was a massive TV series. You can see a shift in certain actors and actresses moving into other areas, which they became popular with. Bernard Breslow is, as usual, Bernard Breslow. You've got to love Bernard Breslow. He plays Brother Bernard. He just has that certain charm, if you want, in his role. I rather like him. Then we got Barbara Windsor again playing Sadie Tompkins. It's Barbara Windsor playing the Barbara Windsor character. It's just the same. Yes. Then we've got Jimmy Logan playing Bert Conway. Jimmy Logan was a Scottish actor. He's going to appear in Carry On Girls 1973. He's very much into theatre and some TV as well. But it's interesting. It was in a film in 1999 called The Debt Collector, which was a thriller with Billy Connolly. And that is quite a well thought of thriller. Just check that out. Then we've got Sally Geeson. Yes, she's here as Lily Maggs. She's going to be in Carry On Girls 1973. But of course, she was really known, connection with Sid James, in Bless This House, which I didn't realise ran from 1971 to 1976. They made 65 episodes. It's quite a lot of chunk of TV. Plus, in 1972, they did a film as well. Same year. Interesting as well. That's what she became well known for. But I love my trivia as well. She was also in Oblong Box, 1969, and Cry of the Banshee, 1970. Two films I've mentioned before because Vincent Price was the star. Yes, he's in them, and well, brilliant. Anything connected with Vincent Price, fantastic. Then we've got Carol Hawkins. She was in Carry On Behind 1975. Again, an interesting Hammer connection. She was in When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth in 1970, which is continuing Hammer's look at these sort of cave girl films. You could describe them as, which in a way started with 1966, 1 million years BC, starring Raquel Welch. Anyway, I'm going to that. Then we've got Attie Jakes. I can't forget Attie Jakes. She's here playing a rather different role, maybe. She's in the kitchen. She's this cook called Fluella, and she has the accent, and she's quite funny in this. She's just a bit different for her, in terms of she has the accent, and she's just funny in it. And it's good to. I always think it's good to see Hattie Jakes. Then we've got Jack Douglas. He plays this kind of similar sort of role. He was in Carry On Matron, of course. We saw him at his first appearance. Then he's in Carry On Girls 1973, Carry On Dick 1974, Carry On Behind 1975, Carry On England 1976, and Carry On Emmanuel 1978. And of course, he ended up appearing in Carry On Columbus 1992. It's a very, always the same sort of role that he plays, and adds, I don't know, he adds something. It's funny at first, but in a while you get, oh yeah, it's Jack Douglas, yeah. Sorry, I'm being a bit critical there, but I think you might understand that. It's just, it's just that. Then we got Patsy Rowlands again. She just always pops up. Always as the sidekick from recent films to Kenneth Williams, and she's his like assistant again in this role. So she was in Carry On again, Doctor making a debut in 1969, and then just continued making the Carry On films right through to Carry On Behind in 1975. She does what she does in her role. You recognise her face. She's good at it, but she's never in it a great deal. But she's there, and she always seems to be, around. Though in this film, um, Kenneth Williams, when they actually go on the holiday, he's with this other woman who's like an assistant who he's getting on with. It's a bit different in that sense. So Patsy Rollins' role is not as usual. It's never that big, and it's really not that big in this film. But I just thought I'd throw that in here by heck. So after all this, let's just do a little bit of talking. It's all filmed at Pinewood Studios. All the sets, all the hotel. They didn't have the budget to go along to Spain. So any location, and there isn't a great deal of location, is always very local. So we've got some in Bagshot, Surrey, and the High Street at Slough, and it's all edited together to look like you've gone to Spain, but they haven't. The money is tight. This is to say, things are, the production, everything, it's all beginning to change. And there we are. As box office, it's not quite the same now as it was. They're still doing reasonably well, but, it's the beginning of the time. And all this film also reflects very much the era of package holidays, and which was a good idea to get into, because people were getting more money in the sort of late 60s and 70s, wanting to escape and go abroad, and places like Spain were popular, and they were affordable, and they went on these package holidays. And then, as you can see, we'll just go into the story and you'll recognise some of the things. So, you've got Vic Falange, again, Sid James' character. He, of course, is trying to go behind his back on this holiday, but she discovers that he's taking this Barbara Windsor's character. And so she decides to go along, basically. And she always plays that sort of role in with Sid James as that the put upon wife. And so she decides to go along and keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't get up to his lecherous antics. So they're going to a resort called Elves Bells for 4 days, and she happens to be going, of course, and the organizer is Kenneth Williams' character, Stuart Farquhar, and he goes with his assistant as well, and she, yes, well, there's always that with them as the characters, and then we've got various others on the bus that come on and go onto this holiday. And basically, everybody wants to get off with everybody and get laid, basically. Yes, that's it. That is the essence of the film, I'm afraid. That's all I can say. It is a real sex comedy in all the cliches and the characters. The only other bits which I think really add, which in a kind of involved Peter Bloodworth, is the hotel was unfinished. Of course, this was the cliche at the time. There was probably a lot of truth that all these hotels were being built, but hey, they weren't finished. I think we've seen it in various other films. I'm sure in Are You Being Served, in their film, they had a similar experience with these unfinished hotels. It became a running joke, I think, in many ways, that people would turn up on holiday and the hotel wasn't finished. So we've got all that. So we get all the usual shenanigans leading to the big climax, which is actually... climax of the film is quite well done with the hotel and what have you, but all the rest is just what you expect, the way the characters change and the relationships. It's the same joke sort of continuing. There's some good slapstick again, but you're beginning to feel, yeah, it's the same stuff again. And this is what I mean. I feel that this is like the beginning of some of the sort of heart that the films used to have has really gone now. It's not there. It's not the same. You compare it with Carry On Matron and they're miles apart. Carry On Matron was such a great film in what it was doing and had everything. This one just pales into significance. I'm sorry I've been so negative, but that's how you feel. It's enjoyable. I enjoyed watching it, but it's not. It doesn't feel the same anymore of these Carry On films, I think. And this is the beginning, I think, of the decline, which we'll see. So that's my review. Yes, my review of this film. I hope I haven't sounded too negative. It's enjoyable. I mean, a lot of people still will enjoy this and appreciate it. As usual, I'll show you this. There it is from the box set. We're getting nearer the end now, as I say. Yeah, but that's it. So, hopefully you've enjoyed these reviews. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I do a lot of different things on this channel, hopefully, of films and nostalgia based. And we'll let you know when I produce them. Have a look, see what I do. You see. Now, and if you like this video, please give it a like. It costs no, and it all helps with algorithms, so that more people perhaps will enjoy my videos. I perhaps won't buy it. Yeah, but it costs no, so you get safer than that. If you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I'd love to read your comments and what you think. And that's it, I think. Yes. So all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.